Hello everybody, welcome to the season finale of the ILRGT2 tier here at Interlagos, and hopefully we've got working sound, unlike last week, and graphics, or at least more graphics than we did beforehand. As you can see, I have decided I'm going to learn how to use this game, and by that I mean it took me about 2 minutes to figure out that I was pressing the wrong button to get the graphics up, but listen, it's irrelevant now. We've got them all up, and that's good. We're still right on board, and hopefully still have graphics alongside that for laps, etc. So anyway, I'm your commentator Owen Wyatt, and hopefully we've got everything working. We've got Casper in the chat. Hello, nice to see you. I don't know, are you racing? You should be racing, shouldn't you? There it is, in the pits, watching the stream, being a good person instead of racing. I think we might just go to spectator view, it's easier. Gotta give this guy a bit of attention because he's league owner, because, you know, you sort of have to make him look more important. So, look, Jack's here this week. Look, he's on track. Alright, let's go to the top, because Renegade is the man who's up there, and, well, we all know last week he had a bit of a shocker. Hopefully it goes a bit better, because he could have won the race. Maybe it sounds a bit too much, but he made like 5 crucial mistakes. It just kept causing, every time he got up somewhere, he fell straight back down, and it was kind of irritating for him. So hopefully he can get his act together. Don't really know what lap times we're expecting today, but we'll, I guess, see as the session goes on. We have only got Casper off the top 2, so Scott's season is over, but it doesn't really matter because the championship's over anyway. Scott is our champion, and I imagine him moving up to the top tier for season 6 whenever that may happen. I think we do tend to have much longer gaps in seasons than we do for, say, your F1s, so we could be like a long time. I need to know when the next season is, but it wouldn't surprise me if we had to wait until after Christmas or something. But anyway, I'm hoping, by the way, that when we do start off next season, I'll still be the main commentator for this one, because I actually quite enjoyed it last week. It was quite fun. The races were a pretty good length, and well, gives something to do on a Wednesday night. It depends how the coursework is for next year in school, let's just say that much. But yeah, who knows, maybe I'll stick around the GT sports scene. Anyway, Casper's saying he's not going to qualify, which is fun, because it means that everyone else gets a bit of a chance, because you have to say Casper and Scott have dominated this season really well. I mean, you can't really complain about them, they have been brilliant. But I've only seen them in one race, it's pretty clear that the skill was there, so hopefully, seeing Casper come from the back, we can really see just how good this guy is. And Casper saying I'm the best. Ah, good stuff. Cheers. Cheers. Loving it. Anyway, we are here in qualifying. We'll be qualifying until 5 minutes past 7. So basically when that timer hits 20 minutes on the bottom left hand side of your screen, and that's in the pit lane for JTX. So just be aware of that. Keep an eye on that timer if you want to know when we're ending. That's an interesting delivery from Rinky. Stinky Rinky, liking it. Good stuff there. I wonder if anyone actually gets the joke yet, Stinky Rinky. I hope someone gets it. Hopefully somebody gets it. Got a share link, so hold on. Back with you in a second. Right, got my undying attention. Right. See, it's worth it if you get these links though, because you may get one extra viewer. One. Rinky exceeding the track limits there. It feels a tiny bit like a slightly lessened version of the F1 2010 line. I see a few people are doing their earlier laps on the soft tyres, by the way. I don't know if they're going to keep doing that. I imagine they'll eventually switch off them. But it is Renegade who's still running out there on top. Fastest lap of a 1 minute 17.6, and he set that on his recent lap, so he's certainly enjoyed himself at the moment. Second place, only 4 tenths behind is JTX with Rinky in 3rd. Then you've got Janel up there in P4. You know, there's a pretty good gap between these top drivers. Super Guy in 5th place, And there's a car off there. That is Yuri, Speedway racer, who has found himself off the track at the top of the hill. I think at turn 6, I believe that is. So that's a bit of a shame for him. But he's the second off pole at the minute. Top 5 separated by half a second. The rest of them sort of further down. But anyway, it's Yuri, who this guy is, in 6th place. With MK Board 7th, Jack in 8th, Pete in 9th, Casper not qualifying, but he's in 10th anyway. Kyle will surely pass and go into at least P10. But it is Renegade who's on top. Let's see. He's in a night lap apparently, so well yeah, he must be. So watch him round on this and then hopefully see him on a proper lap. Looks like JTX is on a purple first sector for himself, so we will see if he can improve on that and maybe go for the fastest lap on this attempt. Remember, there's still 10 minutes to go for these guys to set some times before we start the race. And once Jack starts the timer to go into the race, it's only 10 seconds, and then doesn't matter if you're on a lap or not. Second Jack says we're going, you've got 10 seconds, and then we go straight to the grid to start the race. So you really have to make sure you're getting your laps in early. It's not like F1 where you can just say, oh, there's only 5 seconds, but if I cross the line, I'm fine to start a lap. Doesn't work like that around here. Anyway, here comes JTX. He should go fastest, and does, by nearly 3/10 of a second. And just on time, it's time to watch Renegade's latest attempt. As he crosses the line to begin. Through turn 1 he goes. Let's ride on board with him, shall we? Actually do an on-board lap. I'm going to pretend I know what they're doing right here because I've played F1 quite a lot. I mean, the travel is a lot different to the way F1 does, doesn't it? I always notice that. It always seems a bit dead and... well, dead, yeah. But, anyway, if we select one, he's already up by a 10 on his best. It's not purple. It only came up as green on our screens and blue, but, you know, not purple. We've got yellow flags just ahead. That could actually be for JTX, Super Guy's fastest, 17.1. But you'd imagine we'll be into the 16s rather soon. Now it's also important to sort of make sure you're on the right fuel loads. We don't know how high on fuel these guys are. I'm sure, well, actually we do, because I've got it on graphics, as you can see. Renegade is on a rather large amount of fuel and he's still going purple. So I wonder what he's going to do. He may just do, he might not even need a splash and dash at the end. He may just hop in the pits for a new set of tyres and fly back out. That's, I imagine, what Optical will do as well. JTX probably just with new tyres and straight back out. It's probably just going to be one lap on the tyres, in, out. But to the line, fastest by nearly a quarter of a second. It's a 1:16.9. So we're now getting some big times up on the board. And Giano, I don't know if he's on a fast lap or not. He's not. Super Guy might be, I'm not sure. We will watch him. They could both be on a fast track to the pit lane as well, of course. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's see. Yeah, both into the pit lane. So, oh, that's a big moment there for Rinky as he gets a 1/10 of a second time penalty. It's not the massive penalty, but it could cost him as he spins off the track, so probably not going to be continuing his attempts on this lap much longer. There's Casper just behind, but here is Yuri, still struggling a little bit, I think, right there, but up in P6. MK Bourne is still 7th for watching him as he heads round. Is he on a good lap? He is on a better lap. The minute he would be passing Yuri. And maybe Stinky Rinky as well. We'll wait and see on that one. But up to the finish line comes MK Bourne. I really hope Rinky gets the reference. I really hope everyone gets the reference, because if they don't get the reference, they're probably going to wonder why I'm calling. I might just call him Rinky from now on and just keep it as a qualified reference. Anyway, P5 for MK Bourne, so not a bad lap there. Jack's been in Narnia. Where is this? I want to try and what is that in my head very quickly. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to say turn 10. That is one just before the dive. I've always had a disaster. Kyle that just went past. He's on his best first sector so far. What about him as he heads up to the second timing beam? I believe there is the same as F1 here, rather than the Japanese Grand Prix where they have 4 timing beams on the lap. This one only has 3, just like F1, and he is not quite on course to beat this lap just yet. You need to find another 3.5 tenths as well in the last sector more 4/10 now because he's down by a couple of hundreds, to actually get by Yuri. We'll see if he does it though. Up towards the line he comes. I'm sure after this we'll be able to watch the top guys as well go for some more laps. But here comes Kyle. Does he get there? No, he lost a little bit more time in the last sector. Renegade though is out there on a lap, I believe. Could be a night lap. Either way, we'll watch him anyway and see what the lap time is, and then we'll work out if it's a night lap, if it's in any way competitive or not. But here he comes in the Iron Brew car. Rinky goes fastest. 2/10 clear. What about Rinky, or sorry, Renegade? Doesn't improve, but he may well go again. That may have just been a night lap. Here he comes then through the first chicane. You can cut a lot more here than you can in the likes of F1. And you don't really particularly get too many slowdown penalties. I don't know what you have to do. To be fair, I don't know what you have to do to get one, but yeah, it's his best first sector anyway. Needs to be finding a little bit more time than that though for the sectors to be going up to the top. Heads up through. I think this is like say where a few people have lost it. Jack just reminded everyone there's only 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session, so this could be, if the lap isn't going perfectly well, Renegade may fancy another splash and dash, but we'll wait and see. We will wait and see as he heads through Renegade. No one has beaten him yet apart from obviously Rinky up there at the top. There could be some more. There's yellow flags just up ahead I think as well. We'll find out who that is in a moment. There's a car off and we cannot see him, of course. Typical that. Why? He must have been ghosted or something. Anyway, pitting, as I suspected he might well do. Janel's doing that as well. Rinky 2. What about Super Guy? Is he having a fun time on this lap? And we'll find out as it progresses, I guess. Is that just the bog standard livery on that car? I mean, as you all know, I love a good livery at not even a fast lap. I love a good livery on a car, but I don't think that's a very good one. I mean, nothing beats this one, does it? It's just bizarre. It's Dayglow Vomit Green and High Vis Pink. I don't know what it's meant to be, but it works for some reason. Oh well. Up the hill he goes. Janel to start a lap. He is half a second off. Super Guy onto some soft, so that's probably not a plan to go on pole then, is it? And we've got 3 minutes to go. This will be most likely the final lap, although he doesn't have enough fuel to do 2 laps. Just depends whether the tyres will do it or not. We will see for Janel. Oh, he loses the back end. He may well have to do a second lap, but he then handily cuts the corner straight afterwards. Ah, dear. Yeah, gotta love the track limits. Anyway, he is only a 10th down, so it only cost him a 10th. I'm sure he'll maybe find that in other places. What about other people? I don't know if other people are further on in a lap. Renegade's just started. Casper said he wasn't going to qualify. I guess he lied. Because he went fastest though. Did he say he wasn't going to qualify? He says not gonna quali. 10 minutes later goes fastest. I think that's a bit fishy. Oh well, here comes Janel, 3/10 up, but will still only be 6/10 off pole, which I mean is bad. Yeah. Anyway, up the hill. Will he find any more in his last sector? He could go top 3 with this. We'll wait and see what he does. Janel to the line for probably his final lap. We'll see if he doesn't have one, but he goes to P4. Not too far off P3. This is the guy who's been first pretty much the whole session, apart from the last couple of minutes, as Casper undercut him and got up to the top. And Renegade will probably be going for another one as well. Rinky up the hill. He's also at his stint at fastest. And I think Casper's time is... I don't know what's happening there. You see, I don't know how the game works. I don't know if you can disqualify yourself to make your time not faster, but Rinky's now back on top. And Renegade up into P2, I think was an improvement, but not big enough. Casper, if you're in the chat, let me know what you've done there. Can you like withdraw from qualifying after setting a lap? Is that possible? Because you're now down like 10th, so, or is that just for you refueling? So you are on pole or you aren't on pole? That's what I really want to know. He pitted, okay, so he's starting last. Alrighty, good. Just making sure, because you never really know with this. Now, did Janel do a second lap? I think he did, but he's not quick enough, is he? We'll follow him around, but I don't think this is on for being the best lap. Yes, no. Overtaking is... oh dear. Renke was fastest in the first sector and he's now lost it. And Renegade will get to the line, possibly in time. He will get there with about 5 seconds in hand. So it's about... finally, he's not going to be on pole. Sorry, I tried to put some drama there, but it's not going to happen. I think Renke, even with that mistake, should be on pole. But let's see, Renegade. He'll go to the line anyway. Ah, Mr. Jack Good is in the chat. Hello. Where have you qualified? Oh. Okay. Well, you can only go up from last place. I know you're doing your usual start from last so you don't interfere, but there's no championship. Just try and win the thing. As Renke is on pole with Renegade in the wall there. Well, Jano was purple, but he's pushing track limits a bit, and, well, I think he's... yeah, he's given up, hasn't he, really? Because the timer will be popping up in a second. To start. Everyone's sort of finishing, and there we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Season finale is about to begin, people. Ah, yes, we can go for the grid, can't we? Right. I don't know how quickly this goes. I forgot. Right, let's see. There's the grid. It is Renke on pole from Renegade in second. Janel is third with Super Guy 4th. JTX 5th. MK1 6th. Pete 7th. Yuri 8th. Kyle 9th. Jack 10th. And Casper in 11th. And we are now getting ready for the start of this race. Don't know where the lights are. Don't care, honestly. We get a timer on screen. Good stuff. We are away for the finale. It's a brilliant start from Renegade into the league, just like last week. And it's an awful start there for Janel, who falls way down, but it's Renegade into turn 1. From Renke, and then MK Bourne up into the podium and trying to challenge for P2. And we've got some, quite frankly, horrendous camera angles, but we see MK Bourne in the ILRT liveried car, putting himself up into P2. Great start there. It's Super Guy keeping on to 4th, with Janel recovering a position to go up to 5th. JTX in 6th, with Kyle 7th and Pete 8th. Jack 9th. Yuri 10th, and then Casper, of course, at the back. But Renegade 1.7 seconds clear already. MK going side by side with Renke. And Janel as well, trying to go up the inside. And making it work. Bit of contact, but everyone is alive and well. There goes Janel for B2. He's getting a bit dicey with MK Bourne, Renke, and Pete all going for the same piece of real estate. But MK Bourne staying ahead with Renke now on the inside of Janel. Up towards the dive we go. This could be chaos in a minute. And Janel, just by staying ahead, as we all sort of start to strain out a little bit, probably for the better. These camera angles are way too zoomed in, by the way. I have no idea how on earth you're meant to see anything here. But Renegade, 3.4 seconds clear at the end of the first lap. Feels like watching Schumacher in F1, honestly, back in the day. MK Bourne and P2, Janel making the position back up to go into P3. He pretty much didn't get off the line for some reason, Janel, but it's good to see he's back up there now. Renke and Pete are side by side to turn 1, and it is Pete coming out on top. Jack's had a good start to P6, now looking to come up into P5 in the black and sort of burgundy-ish coloured car, but there goes JTX past him instead. And we're still going for it up here. Look at this, MK Bourne and Janel going for it, with Pete also fancying a go as well, possibly. We'll wait and see as this one develops. But yeah, very hectic start to all this, and all of this is making Renegade today all the easier. But as we saw last week, Renegade is a bit accident prone, and it could still fall anyone's way, really. Where's Casper? Where is Casper? Oh, Renke right into the back there of Pete. You don't get any damage, I don't think, on this game, so it doesn't really matter, but still, don't want to be running into each other. I think Casper might still be last. Pete, though, really on the back now of Janel, who's fallen off MK Bourne a bit, and there's Renke also off into the grass. That could give JTX a run for his money, or at least other way round. Give him a go up the hill. As we begin lap 3 out of 30, side by side. Look at the run they've both got here on Giano, who goes really defensive to the inside, and they're nearly 3 wide into turn 1. And there's a car off. There's someone's gone there. I think maybe 1 or 2 have gone off there. Certainly Giano went off. Really difficult to see who else went off. I think it was Super Guy, maybe. Casper to P7, by the way. But JTX now going for Rinky. As Giano, like I say, he's fallen down to 5th place now. There's more side by side behind, but look at this. JTX really exceeding the track limits and going right around the outside to get himself up to P3. He'll try it on the inside now for turn 6 as well. But not going to make that one work. So pretty chaotic first 2 laps. Really difficult to see what's going on, but I think we've sort of covered everything. There goes Casper now on Giano. Obviously, we know that we're expecting this guy to be very quick anyway, so it's more a case of how far ahead Renegade is by the time Casper gets through all these guys, I reckon. And looks like we've got Casper trying Giano maybe into here. Would he wait until the main straight possibly? Yeah, he does indeed decide to wait. There's no point being too aggressive at this. He, well, he is on overtake mode on the fuel. I assume you can actually choose that now. But here we go, side by side up the main straight towards turn 1. Casper starting from the very back of the grid, looking now to go up into the top 5, and he's already though 7 seconds off the lead, so he needs to get this done rather quickly, and really nicely done there. Look at the turning power, he absolutely flew flash again like nothing. Looked like Giano struggled way more, and a really tidy move there from Casper to put himself in the top 5. And a purple first sector by a second to boot as well, and that is on his own first sector. We saw last week that the pole was slower than the fastest race lap, and well, Casper needs to be, well, pretty much on this pace to be his qualifying time from earlier, so we'll see. JTX is wise, that's P4 for Casper. I'm just working out now that it was probably Pete that was the other car that went off in turn 1 on the last lap. Don't ask me why it took me that long to work that out, but yeah, that must have been who it was. Kyle trying to get past there on Pete, but he has a 3 second or 3/10 of a second time penalty to take as well, Pete, so he may be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, you don't have to take that instantly, you can take that over the course of the whole race. But you know, it's useful to take as soon as possible, so you don't have to have it hanging over your head quite literally for the rest of the race. I'm sure the guy behind, Kyle, will see that he's got that penalty, so maybe won't attack too much, knowing he'll probably get the opportune chance in the not too distant future. And there he goes up into P9. Looks like Giano was under some pressure from JTX, and indeed JTX has gotten past into P5. Rinky now going up into P2. MK Bourne, like I say, he had a great start, but he's now into P3. Can he fight back, or will he end up having to yield to the Finnish driver of Casper? The other 2 Finnish drivers, by the way, giving it some welly up the hill as they're trying to fight each other. And now Super Guy NL and Giano with a penalty. Will he try and take it up the hill? He's only got 1 more of a second to take off, and he takes it and loses the place to Super Guy. Poor time to use it by the looks of it then, as the Dutchie goes up into P6, and now he's trying to go himself up to P5 down the inside of JTX, and he gets it done. Really good driving there for Super Guy NL to find himself heading back up the field. He was up in a high of 4th, I believe, earlier on in the race, but now falls down a bit as well and gets himself back up. But it is Renegade leading by 4.5 seconds. Rinky, MK Bourne, and now Casper right on the back of these guys already. As I say, Renegade is a tad accident prone, so seeing this happening really won't be too much good news for him, because he'll know he'll be reeled in quite quickly. As Casper sets a fastest lap, which is quicker than the qualifying lap, I believe he did. I think he did like a 16.2 or something like that. He's in a 16.0 and probably going to go quicker throughout the race as well. So Casper's showing he just has so much raw pace, surely up to T1 next season, you would imagine. But for now, he's enjoying himself, trying to go and do a last of first challenge. Scott isn't here, of course, so it's probably his best opportunity. Him and Scott probably moving up to Tier 1 next year, so I can't really see how they get on. But in this race today, Casper trying to get by MK Bourne for P3, and all the time it looks like these 3 are starting to catch up a tiny bit to Renegade, or at least maybe Casper is on his own. But these 3 all tight up close to each other for that P2 at the moment. Lap 6 out of 30. Pit stops doesn't look like it's going to be too far away, because the fuel tank's looking rather slim for all these guys. About 20% of fuel left. They probably pit on like well, maybe the next lap they'll pit. Let's see, Renegade will go one more, and I reckon he'll pit on lap 7. Will anyone try any form of undercut? The race in a way, like. But Renke versus MK Bourne versus Casper looks like it'll be done on track mostly. Casper is in 1.4 seconds behind these guys a lap, and still not losing too much to Renegade, so it really says quite a lot about his pace at the minute. But through the first sector they go. Surely Casper has a chance. Into turn 4, does he fancy a little dive bomb? He probably knows he can do it, but then again he also knows there's only lap 7. It's not essential to get this move done nice and early. You can get it done whenever you want to, really. But looks like we're going to have to wait a while to see what he has to do. The fuel tank's getting ever emptier. It's either going to be this lap, lap 7, or lap 8 that we see the first pit stops of this race. And we'll look out for Renegade doing that in a moment. But looks like MK Bourne's got a tad wide. Doesn't quite open the door for Casper though, and he'll have to wait a little bit longer. Now, what we sort of learned last week is apparently there is DRS on these things. It just doesn't animate open. So while it's opening, we don't actually see it, if that makes sense. So I'm sure he'll be using it. But here he goes, Casper up the hill versus MK Bourne. It could be a race into the pit lane for all we know. Let's find out. Casper right tight to the inside line. And deciding to start. They all start, so it'll surely be a lap 8 or lap 9 pit stop this. Down to turn 1. Casper still not passed, losing 2 seconds on that lap to his best. And now losing big time to Renegade. Lost nearly a second on that lap to the race leader in the beautiful iron blue liveried car. Although I must say, Casper's got a pretty nice livery as well. They've all got great liveries. This is one of the great things about having this game, is that you can make all your nice liveries and you've got no restrictions or anything like that. You can do whatever you want, however you want. And it looks so nice and beautiful. Kyle is the first retirement. He's left the race, so shame there to see that happen. But down to what, 10 drivers then in this race. More than last week though, so you can't complain. I'm sure there's more fighting happening behind, by the way, but you can't really leave off these two. I know there's a great fight looking on for these guys as a, well, as you can see, they're all swapping places and going round each other and having a good old time, but you just don't want to cut off. You can't see the full grid gaps, so you have to rely on the map to see what's going on. And while these guys are all pretty dicey, it has to be said, they're all racing rather cleanly. And I'm waiting to see pit stops. Renegade stays out. So do these guys. So maybe the fuel tank lasts a lot longer than I thought it will. Ah well. Ah well. Shows I don't know much about the game, doesn't it? MK Bourne, penalty, 4 tenths per second. That could cost him as JTX makes the first pit stop of the day. Casper's still stuck behind. What about these guys? Anyone here pitting? It looks like only JTX, Yuri, Pete, they may follow. But it is still this guy. 5.5 seconds clear, nearly a third of the way through the race already. It is absolutely flying by. And you've got to say he's been rather consistent. He's been in the 17s, and he's sort of drifting half a second off and on his best times. In fact, he's, well, apart from the first lap, every lap from lap 2, lap 8, the highest lap time has been at 1:17.568, and he's done it exactly twice. So that's quite impressive, I think. That's decent consistency there, and everyone else has been below. Everywhere else has been below that. Casper, he's still behind the penalty shot, MK Bourne. He's managed to get that penalty down to just a tenth of a second, so really good penalty management here from MK Bourne to stay ahead. He's trying to get rid of some of that up the hill just before he starts going up the hill anyway. Pit stop. Not for Renegade. Renke, not for him either. And not for the two behind him either. MK Bourne versus Casper up to turn 1. Casper really been held up, and MK Bourne has got rid of the penalty. It is gone. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Now, a question that I guess, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's not really much of an advantage to, or not much of a hindrance to change tires. I was going to say the tires could probably go one more stint, but I think there was contact into there. As MK Bourne goes wide, Casper decides he's not going to fly past him. I guess he feels the same way about me. That was contact there. Maybe he felt it was his fault. Maybe he outbroke himself. But lap 10 of the race. At the end of this lap, we'll already be 1/3 of the way for the season finale here. Flies by, doesn't it, these races? It's, Yeah, already lap 10, and it's been a decent old race so far. I know I haven't been watching the midfield battle as closely as maybe you would have wanted me to, but I mean, look at it. You got these guys fighting for P3, and Casper finally gets the position. Took him long enough, but he's finally got there. P3 for the Finn. So I've had reasons not to watch the midfield battle, so midfielders, don't come back to me later on saying, "Why you didn't watch me? I wanted to be watched the whole time." I'm watching these guys because they're leaders. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I'm gonna stop complaining. Renegade pitting, Rinky pitting, and look at that, they've really put their fuel loads right down. Are they planning a one stop? Let's see. First of all, let's find out what tyres is going on here for Renegade. It could be mediums, or it could be softs, or maybe more super softs. Maybe they fancy that. We'll have to wait and see there. It's going to be a super soft pit stop again later on, so I guess we're doing another 10 laps like this and then pitting for super softs at the end. So 3 super soft stints, I would assume. Looks like everyone else is doing that as well. Although Casper is fueled possibly to the end of the race, so he's going to try something a bit different there. NK bought a lot more fuel as well. Jack about the same amount of fuel as we saw Renegade. So plenty of different fuel loads going in for these guys. We'll see how it all works out. Rinky though out, and he is close the gap a bit at the top. NK Bourne's back, and Casper of course hasn't put such a big fuel load on. Is way back from these guys. You would expect that though. We'll see him maybe come out a bit later on, but yeah, we'll see how this all pans out. Definitely very interesting to say the least. And we have to wait for Super Guy NL to pit. And do you know what? Him doing this, it should just be one extra lap that helps his strategies towards the end of the race. 5 viewers now. Hello. Jamie with the all-important question. What are you not commentating on these days? ILR IndyCar. That's what I don't commentate on yet. I mean, can you blame me, Jamie? I'm like, listen, on summer break, it's boring. I've been waiting for results for what feels like forever. I get them tomorrow, by the way, just in case anyone's interested. So finally, something interesting might happen in my life. So, yeah. Apologies for being absolutely bored of myself, but listen, commenting is a good way to get around it. Also, it's fun to commentate. And, listen, I could be worse. I could be a really squeaky little boy like I used to be when I first did my commentaries. Just stop completely. Anyway, Renegade retakes the lead, but then again, I'll be really surprised at that. Unless, of course, Super Guy's doing a one-stop, which is looking more and more possible. Cheers, Jamie, for the good luck too. Nice to know people care. Anyway, yeah, like I say, Super Guy, is he going to do a one-stop strategy? That'd be quite interesting to see at lap 12. And he has to go a couple more laps to make it work, although the fuel's a bit low. But then again, he can just feel a bit higher later on, couldn't he? So could Super Guy actually be playing himself into position? We will wait and find out. But certainly I didn't consider one stop. I thought it'd be 2 stops all the way, but we'll wait and see. Different strategies are always welcomed. But here comes Renki on the back now. We'll just wait and see what happens, because obviously the field tends to be fueled massively. Obviously it'll be slower, but is it worth it? He's in the podium position at the minute, and then he may end up back there when everyone else pits again. It could be a risk worth taking. He's got 11 seconds to the next car, who is Casper. So Casper, we know, is fueling to the end, so Super Guy, when he pits, will probably be on less fuel than Casper. Could Casper be doing the one stop to the end? I don't know what tyres he's on. I don't know if you can check either. Can you check what tyres are all on? Of course you can. Why? Why can't you check the tyres? Whose idea was that? Ugh. I want to check the tyres, man. God. Ah well. We'll find out what the tyres are soon, I guess. But I don't know if Casper's going to do that. I thought he put super sauce on. We don't know, they can make it. We'll wait and see. But Super Guy surely into the pit at the end of this lap. 13 laps so far done. He'll have to do 17. I'd say that's doable, wouldn't you? So, one-stop strategy. Let's see if it works for him. He'll be on less fuel than Casper, who could end up being his main rival on all this. So, yeah. If he can get good tyres at getting to the end. Who says this doesn't work? He is, though, into the 22s. 5 seconds a lap slower than probably what Renegade was doing and what he is doing still. But we'll see what he does. Into the pit lane he comes on an empty tank of fuel. Let's see, does this strategy work out for him? I don't think there's any point looking at the colour of the tyres because it doesn't actually make a difference, does it? Because people decide what tyre they'll want in their car when they create the livery. So I don't think the colour is going to be much of an indication. It probably will be another set of softs, though, if not mediums. Because I don't know, the softs are a bit past their used by date. We'll see. Okay, he's fueled. I assume that is to the end of more softs, so we will follow his progress. Looks like all these battles are sort of starting to calm down a little bit. Janel has really played himself into a better position here, but we'll see how he affects himself later on. But he's up to P4 again. We'll see how he gets on there. He's behind Casper, but ahead of MK1. Renegade, however, is still ahead by just 8 and now 7/10 of a second. Looking at the lap time, well, it's his fastest lap, to be fair. It looks like, though, Rinky is just so much thicker. He's over a lap. He's nearly 2 seconds a lap quicker than our Renegade. So, yeah, this is for the leader race. But what will the studios feel? It's not too bad, actually. I think Rinky's just got more outright pace here. So, round the outside, he tries it in the very nice car livery. I'm not going to even try and figure out what that's meant to be. But it's very nice. Is it meant to be BP or something? He's got BP on the side of the car. Anyway, going for the lead here. Let's try and sound excited, because it's difficult when you don't know what the strategy is, isn't it? Like, you want to say, this is definitely going to win the race. Except I don't know because of strategy, but I'm just going to pretend it's going to win the race, then we'll find out later on. I think we'll try and pretend we know what we're talking about, and then at the end we'll see if I actually do know what I'm talking about. Through the dive, there you go. Renegade from Rinky. 11 seconds back to Casper now, but Casper on the field that will get into the end. It'll mean he has a much quicker last pit stop. We saw last week how much that helped him out. We all thought he lost the race, but he thought he lost the race, but he had a bigger fuel tank in his first pit stop, meant he could do a little splash and dash at the end, and it really worked out for him. So look out for him later on. It's still on for him, but on track on lap 16, the fight for the lead is between Rinky and Renegade. The longer Renegade keeps Rinky behind, the much better this will probably be for Casper, as they nearly crashed each other off. I think there was a little bit of contact, but luckily they both survived. Rinky around the outside of Renegade. Can he make that one work? Really pushing them out wide. They're really pushing each other. And Renegade brilliantly staying ahead, just about. I don't know how he's managed it, but he has. Staying ahead. Renegade defends to the inside, having a bit of a drift on though. And this is a cracking battle for the lead of the season finale. It's not even wanting to see the whole season. And probably what we have been seeing. We saw it in the last race quite a bit. We've seen it today as well. And I haven't a clue what the rest of the season was like. You need to ask Evil. But certainly, this is setting a precedent. Very good racing so far. And look how much Rinky's losing. It's the same as Casper when he was stuck behind MK1. It does appear to be really difficult to make an overtake on this track. But surely Rinky's got a chance. It's going to fall under 2/10 in a moment. It's flying down the gap. Round the outside to turn 1 will come the inside line for the second part of this chicane. Will that give him the lead as he tries it? I think he decides he's going to back off on it, and he does go wide. He couldn't make that one work. And falls a bit behind. ILRT Jason, welcome. Welcome to the stream. You've joined in a pretty good time, because we've got a good battle for the lead going on right now between Rinky and Renegade, although I must reiterate, it is still up for grabs for Casper, because he is on a different strategy. He could end up being the playmaker here, because he's went with a bigger fuel tank that will get him easily to the end of the race. Just have a look at it, it's massive. The fuel tank is brilliantly full compared to these guys. I don't know if you can call it brilliant. I guess it is a bit brilliant. It worked from last week, this strategy. Even when he made a mistake, it still worked. We got yellow flags, so who's this for? None of the big guns, anyway. I think it was Yuri. Who Renegade and Rinky are actually coming up to now. There he is. And there's the race leader. Chaser, though, very much in pursuit of his man. And he wants to get him. Here we go, side by side at the end of the lap. Lap 17 to lap 18. Renegade
falls behind, but what about turn 1? Does he give this a go? Yes, he does. Back up the inside he goes to try and keep the lead. But he cannot manage it. Rinky takes the lead. But. What about Casper? Does he have a chance there with a fuel load? If these guys keep fighting more, it'll be a very useful fuel load. Because he may not lose too much time. But look at them, they're really going for it. And they're now coming up now to Pete and Yuri, who are fighting it away. They both have penalties, though, mind you. Either way, though, this is really engaging fighting now. Rinky already pulling out a big gap, but what's he going to do about this? They're side by side up ahead. Fighting away for P9 at the moment in this race. Renegade has got himself a penalty, by the way, as well. But these two are ghosted, actually, so they may just go through. Right. Oh, he's off the track. Rinky's off the track. He got it wrong. And Renegade takes him back, but he still has that penalty to take. And Rinky right back up the inside, making contact and sending Renegade off the track. Rinky may get into a bit of trouble for that. That seemed a bit cynical. And Casper will absolutely be loving this. He'll be able to see the Iron Brew Shod car up ahead. Only 4, 3, maybe even 2 seconds up the road now. Really working out well for Casper, this one. It's all falling into place. He's just 4.5 seconds off the lead of this race, and that gap's closing. Rinky, I think, might be slowing down to let Renegade catch up. Little do they know that they're pretty much handing the race to Casper in a minute. And there's fighting, by the way, going on for P4. There's Jano passing MK Bourne. I think they're passing anyway, but there goes Renegade back into the lead. It's good to be a sportsman and all that, but these two, I think, are throwing away their chance at a victory. Rinky may feel he's doing the sporting thing right now, but when he finds out that Casper, when he pits, isn't going to have to refuel, then they're going to maybe regret this. But looks like Rinky's going to have to try and pass again. Rinky's going to have to really put a charge on at the very end of this race to try and keep himself in a chance of winning this thing, because it really is slipping through his fingers now, and definitely Renegade as well, of course. Lap 19, coming up towards lap 20. Pit stopped in like 3 or 4 laps, and look at that, Rinky all over the rear end there, and trying to come past. Could be another pit lane type move, but we'll find out. Rinky on the outside, Renegade on the inside, Casper just 2 seconds off, and then towards turn 1. Renegade keeps the lead, not for long. Rinky gets him in the end. It was always going to happen, but it just feels this battle is, well, it's lost him over 10 seconds now to Casper since the pit lane, since they all left the pits, so it just hasn't worked out for these guys. They're having a superb fight for the lead. Of course they're having a brilliant fight, but it's costing them this race. Look at them, they're side by side. They're really going absolutely ding-dong. Down the inside goes Renegade, back ahead. And Casper will get involved. He may just pass him naturally. Oh, contact. And a spin, near spin anyway for Rinky. Into the wall he goes. And his race is seriously taking a massive battering now. He has lost buckets of time in the last 5 or 6 laps. And look, here comes MK Bourne now on the back of him. He's ahead of General once again. And Casper is now into P2. So Rinky's race is going right down the drain. It is pretty much over for him now in terms of going for the victory. It's more about trying to keep himself in the podium spots now, which he can fight for. Of course, Renegade in the lead again. But once again, you've got to feel that he's sort of lost his chance of a victory as well. Casper into turn 1, just 1.8 seconds off the lead, and 3 pit stops. NK Bourne, Janel and Rinky all pitting. NK Bourne will not have to fuel as much, so he's probably going to end up taking a pretty big advantage here and keeping P3, or sorry, earning P3. Putting on some more Michelins on that car. Michelins work really well with that car, by the way, I must say. It looks very nice. And look at that, he's leaving much earlier than the 2 behind him. That's just how much of a difference the extra fuel that he had before has. I mean, look how it's put him ahead. Look how far ahead he is as well. Miles clear. Janel is right on the back of Rinky Morris, but will he get him? Super Guy is in between by the way, Rinky and NK Bourne, as you can see. So yeah, working out really well for the ILRT liveried car. That could be a net second. I think it is a net second. Maybe. Depends what Renegade is like on the fuel. We'll see what he does when he pits. But he could find himself P3 here, Renegade. Let's find out. Casper pits in as well. And Jack, well, does he pit? Does he not? He may find himself in the lead if he doesn't pit. Although he's very low on fuel. But this is your chance, Jack, to lead a race here today. Oh, don't spin it though. That'd be really funny actually, but don't do it. Look at the fuel difference. It's just massive. And even though Casper went in behind, Renegade is gonna find that Casper is already out of the pit lane. And well, that's the gap for you. If they weren't fighting, Casper would have been behind. But alas, the fighting between Rinky and Renegade ruined their life, ruined their races, and look what they're doing now. Rinky versus Super Guy versus Janel, all three of them, free wide they go. That's really great racing there between those lot, and they're all keeping it on the track. Janel with Rinky still. Who gets this one into turn 4? Make a bit of contact as the car going off wide. All racing quite well though. The three of them still going up the hill, side by side, fighting away, making some contact. Janel and Super Guy, and round the outside, going Janel. But yeah, good fighting. They're really having fun in this finale today, aren't they? Back up though. Jack is at the pit, but NK Bourne, he is too far behind Renegade to pass him. So Renegade just a second. Casper though, from the back, leads this race. I mean, it had to be an inevitability, didn't it? I said it could come down to a strategy, and well, it has, hasn't it? And he's probably going to go on to set the fastest lap of the race now as well. Here's Jack in the pits. Probably the last pit stop we'll see this season. So let's watch it and enjoy it in all of its glory. Fuel goes in. Probably not going to be massive amounts because it's quite late onto the race, but out he goes. Jack finishing the last result of the season. And there you go. So, Casper, 5 seconds clear from Renegade. 5 seconds obviously behind, but 6 seconds ahead of NK Bourne in third. Then Rinky 4th, Janel up in 5th with Super Guy 6th. JTX is falling quite far behind, hasn't he? Just 7th place with Jack now behind on fresher tyres and better fuel. I would have thought. Pete might be the lats by most of the field, unfortunately for him. He's 9th, and Yuri is 10th place at the very back, but still top 10, I guess. But here he goes. Here goes Casper. How far to the 15s? 15.3. We'll see if he can improve on that for the last few laps of this race, but it certainly looks like it's going to be a pretty dominant victory to finish off the season with Casper, a season in which he's finished, I think, 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. I reckon he'll be happy with that though. I don't think this is going to have much to complain. He should move up a tier next season to ILRGT1, whenever next season does happen, of course. We could be a while waiting for that one. It does tend to take a while, but listen, when it comes, GT Sports season is always one worth watching, and well, he's certainly making it interesting for himself, isn't he? And like I say, he'll be fighting with the big boys next season. Renegade now 2nd place. All that fighting with Rinky sort of was a massive mistake, wasn't it? Because it put them 2nd and 4th rather than 1st and 2nd, which, well, hasn't really gone to plan at all for them, unfortunately. But listen, still, I think they'll take it. Janel, like I say, in 5th place. I think he had his 2nd podium of the season last time out. A little bit lower today, but still, he's had a good one. Like I say, I'm sorry I didn't see all of that fighting, but the race lead was more interesting because you just didn't know what's going to happen. It seemed so random. Does he beat the time? No, he doesn't. I reckon that's Casper's best time then. So fastest lap for him is a 15.3, nearly a second quicker than his fastest lap in qualifying, which he then decided to get rid of to start from the back and then show off a bit. I guarantee you, if Scott though wasn't here, Scott was here, sorry, he wouldn't have been doing that.
But yeah, whatever. Best chance to flex, I guess, is when your main rival isn't here. I wouldn't. Well, I was gonna say I'm not gonna judge you for it. I'm not gonna judge you for it. Anyway, only 6 to go. Sadly, all the fighting seems to sort of calm down a bit, hasn't it? Closest one really on track is Renke versus Jano. They are within a second of each other. So let's watch these guys up until the end of the race. A race that's lasted, it will last under 14 minutes possibly, but it'll be quite close. It's on 33 minutes at the moment. So it's, that's another good thing. These races don't last too long. They, you know, you get the point quite quickly, and yeah. Nothing I like about this league. It's very quick. This race is a good length to have, I think. 30 to 40 minutes a race. Yeah, I'm rambling a bit now. I'm sort of trying to run out of stuff to talk about. It looks like Jack and JTX are like close to it. I think that's Jack ahead of JTX after passing him rather than JTX catching to pass. Also, you've got Pete and Yuri, although I don't know if Pete's just ghosted or they're both just ghosted, I don't know. Blue flags, I think, for them. I don't know who that must be. That might be for Jack, actually, won't it? It'll be Jack for JTX. It'll be lapped, those two, unfortunately, by the whole rest of the field. By the end, but they're still fighting away down towards turn 1. Side by side they go. And going through each other. Well, that's a bit artificial, isn't it? Casper still ahead then. He's really pulling the gap out now. Look at him. He's 9 seconds clear. Renegade led most of this one, but Casper is certainly showing again why he was so high in the championship. I don't think he's had a single race this season that he's participated in or finished in that he hasn't been on the podium. So pretty much every time he saw the checkered flag, he's taken a trophy home with him. And well, makes sense, doesn't it? They'd be dominating this one, wouldn't it? Yeah, these gaps are falling away now, aren't they? They're all breaking up. They're all winding down. They all want to make sure they're going to get to the end. So we're just going to watch Casper for the last 3 laps then here. If you're in the chat, let me know what you thought about the race today. Let me know what you think about the season as well. Certainly has been a very good season, I think. It's been, from what I've seen from it, and especially the last 2 races, it certainly looks like it's been a lot of fun. I wish I was here for all of it. I'm certainly going to hope to be the commentator for here next season, because I don't know if Eagle's coming back. Don't think he is coming back. So I'd be very happy to step in the commentary box again for next season, because it certainly is a fun league to watch this, especially when you get 10, you know, even with 10 people it's pretty good. I'd love to see you got, what was it, 16 to fill the lobby, isn't it? So, you know, 10 have made it pretty interesting, and I'd love to see 16. I believe we race some Le Mans here as well. That's what I'm looking forward to next season. I regret not seeing Le Mans this season if we did it, because I raced Le Mans last season and I was really bad at it, but it was really fun. So Nürburgring as well. So they're all good tracks. So when we come back for next season, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these guys all get on. But 3 laps to go for Casper. He's now into the 17s. That's about what Renegade was doing in his first stint, and I think that's probably what Renegade's doing now. That's why the gap's sort of stabilising. So, like I say, all just sort of winding down now, getting to the end, making sure we all get there in one piece and no one has any arguments with each other and no one gets angry. Looks like we've got a bit of a close fight though, starting a little bit further down for P3. Where's Renke went? Renke's in Narnia. Renke's way off in Narnia. I had to say, I had to put attention to it, for God's sake. And he's got a 1.5 seconds penalty. That is Jano licking his lips, I think, then saying, "Yum." I don't know. You're mine. I assume. I think he's maybe gone a bit sicko mode now. As Renke, I think he's possibly given up a tad. 2.9, 2.8 seconds of penalties. Well, this would be a good time to practice your penalty management for next season, or just get more. Whatever happens, it's practice or something. Yes. Ah well. I'm sure he isn't happy, is he? I mean, he could have won today, should have won today. He will maybe think. I just hope these guys don't descend into an argument in the chat, because that'd be really funny. But I still don't want it to happen. But it would be really funny. 2 to go in the season. I'm waiting for Rinky to take these blimmin' penalties because I want to see an overtake before we finish up, but I don't know if we're going to see one or not. I think there's a bit further down, battle at the back again. Yuri hitting for some reason. It's only on lap 27, unfortunately. It really does show how bad his day's been. But I can relate to him as well because that was pretty much me when I raced in this year. Like I said, I still don't know how Jack managed to get 2 seasons out of me. No, not 2, 4 seasons out of me. On and off. I don't think I was ever a full-time driver, but I just kept being put in as a reserve. To be fair, you know, I remember the good old times when we used to race here on a Friday night. You know, back in those days. But yeah, point is, I know how the guys at the back feel because I was them for 4 seasons on and off. Anyway, Casper rounding the final corner now, and that is a corner, people. It is a. If they're gonna count Russia turn 1 as a corner, then I'm gonna count that little kink at the end as a corner. But here comes Casper to start the final lap here at Interlagos. Like I say, runner-up, I believe, in the championship. Scott's our champion, but not here tonight. And it's, well, it was an open invitation for Casper to try last the first challenge. He had nothing to lose, and, well, as it turns out, he's probably gained respect from people at the matter of that because he has gone from last to first. He's going to win this one by over 8 seconds at the minute. Probably could have been more without his time penalty mistakes he made earlier on, but either way, let's not complain about a good performance. He's really done quite well. Just want to make sure there's no more fighting going on. There is actually fighting for P3, but Rinky has his penalties. We'll see if we can get rid of them in a moment. But yeah, they're fighting away still. Down the inside, tries Rinky. He's ghosting a bit. Does he fancy a move? Has he got enough time in the bank? He has to save it. He's got ahead, but he has to save. Right, let's just watch Casper first before these guys capitulate and die. Casper wins the season finale by nearly 10 seconds here. And slows right down on the line and accelerates. Renegade will be P2, but who is third? Rinky's had a bit of a disaster. He's fallen backwards, but he's still fighting away up the hill. He's only got 0.2 of a second to lose, though. I don't think he'll do it. So, although, to be fair, Janel's slowing down. Janel slows down. Out of fuel. Rinky does get P4 now with NK born third, but Janel out of fuel. Had a big enough gap to the car behind. So, P5, I'm sure we'll be too upset with that, although maybe a slight bit of regret, but not the end of the world. Super Guy NL finishing ahead of Jack, P6 and P7. JTX will be P8, Yuri's already finished. And, well, there's Pete having a bit of fun doing some burnouts to finish off the season. Do some donuts! 22 seconds. You've got 20 seconds here to do something interesting. 70. He's just weaving to the line. Okay, well, fair enough. You can dance as well. And across the line. To finish the season off, so the final order. Casper from Renegade MK, for God's sake. I guess he did the final order. Anyway, from last on the grid, it is Casper who takes the win. I didn't think the thing would be up there for so little amount of time. Okay, I didn't realise. But, yeah, we're done. Thank you, everybody. That was good fun today, once again. Pete there, giving himself a bit of a self-promotion there. It's up to you whether you want to actually subscribe to your YouTube channel. But what you can do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah. IndyILR Racing. We are starting to close in, I believe. Oh, we've already passed it. Yes, we've already passed it. 1.3k subs. Cheers, boys. I didn't realise we passed that. I was about to say, we're close, but we've already got there. So we've got 1,300 subscribers. Try and get to 1.4, huh? Listen, we're growing quite a lot. I'm really liking it. But we still live stream all our races live. So it's kind of important that if you're subscribed, put notifications on as well so you don't miss any of our live streams. And of course, yeah, share it with your friends, let them all know what the league is. And listen, I don't know when we're going to get season 6 on this, but whenever we get it,
do let people know. We love bigger numbers. Bigger numbers are nice. It's fun. We can get 16 people in a lobby. Make sure we get it next season. But anyway, listen, thank you all for watching. Thanks for 1.3k subscribers. Upwards and onwards is the other way around. I don't know. But I'll see you all tomorrow for ILR8 on the F1 game. Back at that again for China. So, from what I've heard, no one likes China. But, I guess we'll find out what it's like. But anyway, thank you all for watching this tonight. Thanks for having me for the last 2 years of the season. Hopefully I'll be back next season for this because I do enjoy it. And, yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Safe travels, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But if not, like I say, have a nice week.